And now, Miss USA 2023 is...
Hello pageant fans, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my top 20 predictions for Miss USA 2024. We're just one day away to find out who will represent the USA in the Miss Universe 2024 pageant that will be held in Mexico City later this November. Without any further ado, let's start my countdown. Starting up the top 20 is Miss West Virginia. Although I enjoyed Kaylee's performance during swimsuit, I felt her gown was rather safe, and it kind of brought me back to the Trump era. I loved Kenzie's performances during swimsuit and gown, and I thought her styling was brilliant. Cameron did well during swimsuit and evening gown, however, I felt that the cape was not needed during the segment. Alma's performance during swimsuit was one of my favorites, however, I felt that her gown would have been nicer if it was cap-sleeved instead. Connor was very statuesque during both performances. I felt that her gown was a little too extra, but she carried it gracefully. Christelle is the tallest delegate for this year's edition. I felt that she was holding back, and I'm hoping that she'd wow us during the final telecast. Sydney performed well during the night. I'm hoping for a gown change as the gown kinda aged her, and it had a resemblance from Rachel Smith's evening gown in 2007. Madeline's swimsuit choice was great on her skin tone. I love the change of red lip during evening gown, and I'm hoping for a more smoother transition during the final telecast. Cleo was having fun on stage. Her swimsuit performance was a little bit much for my taste, however she did great, and she definitely wowed us with that white couture gown during the evening gown competition. Diane's performances definitely set the bar high during the swimsuit and evening gown competition. Her gown was one of my favorites, and I hope she wears it for the finals. Starting out my top 10 is Miss California, Samantha Ramos. I loved the energy that Samantha was giving during swimsuit. Her gown was one of my favorites, however, I was hoping for a different color, as I felt that her skin was too tanned for the color. Mariza's swimsuit performance was great. I loved her bubbly personality on stage. I felt that she had a decent gown, but she also had a hard time walking with it on stage. I'm crossing fingers for a gown change for the finals. Macy's performance was a breath of fresh air both in swimsuit and gown. Her gown choice was not one of my favorites, but she did carry it well. Kaylee's performance both for swimsuit and gown blew me away. Her styling was one of my favorites. Her gown was perfection. Her teen queen was crowned Miss Teen USA a couple of days ago. Who knows? Mississippi might just take it all. Bella's swimsuit and gown performance shocked everyone. Her styling and her hair was perfection. Her gown performance was stellar. Her difference in looks could definitely be a standout during the finals. Starting out my top 5 is Miss Massachusetts. Melissa has a spunk on stage that is undeniable. Her swimsuit performance was one of my favorites. Her gown styling was perfection for my taste, and I feel that she'll do very well during the final telecast. I enjoyed Jabili's performance during swimsuit and evening gown. Her gown was rather different, but she carried it well. She is of Indian descent. She is an aviation pilot, and I love her resemblance to Miss Universe Venezuela from 2018. Although Ariana's performance was one of my favorite during swimsuit, her evening gown was a little underwhelming for my taste. I'm hoping for finals that she wows us with a different gown. Texas currently holds the most records, winning Miss USA. Will she be crowned tomorrow? We'll soon find out. My first runner-up is Miss Virginia. Himanvi is also of Indian descent. She has an undeniable beauty, and her presence was definitely a standout on stage. I feel that she gives a different look for the brand, and if chosen as Miss USA, she could advance well in Miss Universe later in November this year. And my Miss USA 2024 is Miss Hawaii. Brea for me was an absolute standout. From her state pageant and crowning moment, to the interviews and departure photos that I've seen of her, has me convinced that she would be a great representative for USA to represent in Miss Universe 2024. From her stunning looks, her statuesque figure, her communication skills, and her bubbly personality, she definitely is the overall package for this year's Miss USA. I'm crossing fingers that the Aloha State has a back-to-back win in Miss USA.
Aloha everyone, it's Bria Yomat, Miss Hawaii USA, and I can't believe I just competed for Miss USA. Oh my goodness, it feels so surreal. I love that I was able to do it with my whole heart, and I can't wait to see what finals has in store for me tomorrow. Let's go!
And this concludes my predictions for Miss USA 2024. We are just less than 24 hours away to the crowning of the next queen. Till my next video, take care and stay safe. And remember, as always, hu gwaizaho.